Hello, my name is Fatima from grade 7A, and in this video, I'll be reviewing a movie named Despicable Me. So, this movie was released in 2010, produced by Illumination Entertainment, and distributed by Universal Pictures. This movie was directed by Pierre Coffin and Chris Renan. Fun fact, Pierre Coffin's mother is actually one of Indonesia's famous book writers. So the reason of why I picked this movie to be reviewed is because since I was little, I really like watching this movie and I grew up being a big fan of it. It has a really strong bond to me and it really makes me happy. That's the reason why I picked this movie to be reviewed. So let's move on to the review. In the first scene, it was revealed that the Great Pyramid of Giza was stolen by a new supervillain. Knowing this, Gru's pride wounded and he attempts to pull the biggest heist to steal the moon. So the plan is to first borrow the loan from the evil bank. Off he goes, and unfortunately, Mr. Perkins, as the president of the evil bank, refuses to give him the money because, first of all, he was hesitated by Gru's ability. Second of all, there are greater, younger, hungrier villains, example Vector, who happens to be the one who stole the Pyramid of Giza, and he's also the son of Mr. Perkins. But Mr. Perkins did say that he'll consider this one more time if Gru obtained the shrinking ray. So he went to a top secret research facility together with the minions. They stole the shrinking ray. Vector was there. He stole it again. He stole it from Gru, and Gru tried to steal it from Vector in his fortress, but all of his attempts proved to futile. Then he saw three orphan girls succeeded entering into Vector's house because they were selling cookies. So Gru has an idea. He adopted the three little girls, Margot, Edith, and Agnes, and then he wanted to use them to sell cookies, and using cookie bots, he wanted to steal back the shrink ray from Vector's fortress. But then something unexpected happened. The three little girls changed Gru's life upside down. He became a loving and caring father. But then Dr. Nefario, Gru's old pal, doesn't want this to happen because the girls were becoming the main distraction of him, and he think again about his attempt to steal the moon. Dr. Nefario doesn't want this to happen because Gru has been the greatest villain of all time since he was little, and Dr. Nefario really wants Gru to be focused. So then he sent the girls back to the orphan house. Gru said it was the worst mistake he ever made. So he continued to steal the moon, his attempt to steal the moon. He did, but then he remembered that in that day, it was the girls' recital day. He thought he still can make it, so he rushed back through Earth, but he unfortunately didn't make it. And he saw a mysterious letter saying that in exchange of the girls, Gru must land it on the moon to Vector's hand. He did, but Vector didn't give back to Gru. And there's the scene that I really like. It was up in the air where Gru was trying to get back the girls. But before that, Dr. Nefario explains that the greater the mass of an object is, then the shorter the shrink ray affects the object, and he called it the Nefario principle. Gru's very worried because in the escape pod that Vector wrote, there was the three girls and also the moon. So if the moon exchanged back to its original shape, the girls must be squeezed. So he opened the door and he opened the entrance door in Vector's escape pod, and then the girls have to jump, and believe it or not, below them is only air. It was kind of crazy, and Margot, the oldest one, she almost didn't survive, but good thing Gru got her back, and the moon was back on its original place with the Vector stuck on it, but he's still alive. And at the end, the girls make a special recital dance for Gru, and then it changed into a dance party, and it was the end of the movie. So now let's discuss about the characters. Now let's talk about Gru, since he's the main character of this film. Gru is a cold-hearted man who finds himself pathetic and becomes even more pathetic knowing that there's a greater villain named Vector who stole the Great Pyramid of Giza. Unfortunately, at the end of the movie, he became a loving and caring father. And why is that, you ask? Because he adopted 3 little girls who somehow opened up his heart, changed his life upside down into a better one. Next, let's talk about the girls. They consist of 3, Agnes being the youngest, Edith being the messiest, and Margot is the oldest one among them all. She took a big responsibility. She wears glasses. Edith has an outfit of all pink, and she's less girly compared to the other girls. Agnes is really fond of unicorns, and she's the youngest among the 3, and she is also my favorite among the rest of the girls. And now let's talk about my favorite characters, the Minions. Fun fact, there are 10,400 total Minions in the movie Despicable Me, and guess what? They are 200 million years old. Yep, you heard me. They have aged a lot, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, they're really silly, often sneaky. They work for Gru because time to time they work for the greatest villain of all time. They live for evil. Very unexpected, huh? And let's talk about Vector, which is the main antagonist character in this film. But I wouldn't really say so because he's rather nerdy than evil. He just wanted to be the greatest one of all time, and somehow he outshined Gru because he stole the Great Pyramid of Giza. So he is actually Mr. Perkins' son, as I mentioned before, and Vector has a really unique personality. So even the word vector, he got it from a mathematical term. And then just look at his house, just look at his fortress, look at his escape pod and other gizmos that he created. Both Gru and Vector are inventors, and they became arch rival to have the name of greatest villain of all time. So I personally really recommend this movie for everyone because, first of all, this movie is suitable for all ages, so children in my age or even younger could watch it together with their family or friends. Second of all, this movie brings you on an epic and wondrous adventure. Plus, through the movie, you get a lot of important values you can take and apply on your daily lives. This movie is available on Catch Play, Google Play, and Netflix. That's it from me for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you do like this video, please click the thumbs up button, and I'll see you on another English assignment. Goodbye!